and we'll leave a length for sewing. Don't need to leave a super long length, but a little bit of a length. There we go. I know I've already put the yarn onto, or the needle onto that yarn. I'm going to take it off so I can put the comb on. And set things aside here. So since I have this, it's just easier for me to face it this way. Fold it in half so it's even. And just grab the just a stitch just above the yellow, just above the beak. Then I'm going to go through the comb, through the top stitch, through the comb, through the next top stitch.
Hi, no problem. What are you making?
I am working on an emotional support chicken.
A 5-minute ad break is starting. Thank you for sticking with us.
This is the 10th one? Yeah, this is the 10th chicken.
Hello, Pinkomer 85.
Through the comb, through the next stitch. Through the comb, through the next stitch. Should cover all the way around to the back of the head. We're getting some twist in the yarn. Don't be afraid to untwist it. It's fine. It happens. It does work that way.
So sorry I forgot to type BRB Mother Nature call.
That's okay. You're fine. No worries. This last one, I'm gonna go down into the inside. So I'm gonna reach down inside and pull that down through to the inside. Maybe. There we go. Then I'm also going to grab this other tail, or beginning tail, and that also will get poked down to the inside. Slightly different spot. There's a stitch in between them, and then I'm just going to knot those together here on the inside. It'll be secure enough. Welcome back from ads. We just finished sewing the comb on. I'm gonna grab this yarn we left after we finished knitting the head. Fold it in half here. And then we're gonna match up our two markers here. And we're gonna stitch from bottom of beak to those markers. I'm just going to grab it there. Since the yarn is on that side, I'm going to go through this side first. Make sure you get right underneath the yellow beak where we had already sewn the beak. And I just do overhand, nothing fancy. I don't get fancy with it. Simple and easy. I haven't done any fancy stitching with any of these. It's going to be a little bit before we stuff it. We have the underbelly side to make that will go from this point all the way to the end of the tail. So there's another piece that fits down in here. It's kind of a diamond shape. So we'll still need to knit that. And we still have the red comb here to make. But we're about at the end of stream for today. We're getting close. We're about 6 minutes. And I will need to tend to the chickens, make dinner, all the things. I'm sure outside cats are going to want their dinner as well. They get leftover wet food from my cats first thing in the morning. And then they get a scoop of dry food in the evening.
Interval. Drop.
So we only got a few more minutes here. And we'll pick up and we'll finish this up tomorrow. Most definitely. It won't be as much knitting tomorrow, but we still need to knit the comb and the underbelly thing, and then we'll grab our fiber fill. Do we want to put a weighted bean bag or something inside?
I got into the pool.
Yay! Congrats! I see you right next to Knitted Girl right there. There's two little duckies. You made it. Good job. Alright, so this stitch and that stitch match up. I'm going to take that down. We can remove these markers. There we go. I'm going to take this down to the inside. And same thing what we did for the beak. We're going to do down here. So we're just going to grab a stitch, doesn't matter which one, and we'll make a knot right there. I'm going to hold that too, so I don't pull too tight. It's up to you if you want to do any weaving in. I usually don't. I'll go through one stitch, but then just leave the tail end inside. It's going to become part of the fiber fill. We're still going to need to be able to reach in here to put the comb on, but we need to knit it first. So that'll be first thing we do tomorrow. When we come back to stream tomorrow, we'll finish little Chicky up at that time. So hey, thank you guys for coming and hanging out so much and doing all the things. Appreciate it. We still have more knitting to do. We'll have the comb in red, and then we'll need to use some of this leftover bit to do the underbelly side, and then the only side that'll be left open is the tail when we start packing fiber fill in here. But if we want a weighted bean bag or something in there, let me know either here now or in Discord, and I can sew up a little pouch and add that in. Oh, my sister just go. Thank you for coming and hanging out, y'all. Thank you so much. Let me put my... Where is it?
I think that'd be a great idea to make it weighted.
To make it weighted? I haven't done any of them weighted, but if somebody wanted them to be weighted, I most certainly could easily just add a bean pouch. Like I could easily just undo part of the seam and add a bean pouch in there and re-seam it. No big deal. But I think at the bottom would be good. For sure. Buck buck. Little blueberry here. Or whatever somebody names it. I've been calling it blueberry because it's just shades of blue. Yep. Super cute. I like it. This yarn is nice and soft too. Alright. Where do we want to run off to, y'all? Where do we want to go off to? Let me figure out which I have two YouTubes open. One I am uploading videos on, the other one was the music. There we go. And I need to read up on the collab. We got 3 more minutes. We can hang out until this Pokemon comes. By then we can figure out who we're gonna raid. Who we're gonna run off to. What are these green things? Oh, they're people I can knock on to collab with. Oh, I see how that works. I'm gonna have to set that up. Definitely gonna have to set that up. That would be fun. That would be fun. I gotta go to the restroom. Maybe I'll mute my mic and run to the restroom and come right back. I gotta go potty. Be right back.
Mimi Toad 93. I have a chicken very similar to this but not knitted. Her name is Henrietta. The bottom is weighted with rice, makes her sit really nicely.
So I made it back before the Pokemon. Yay! You have a chicken very similar to this, but not knit. Her name is Henrietta. The bottom is weighted with rice. Makes her sit really nice. I bet it does, Mimi. Definitely. I mean, I have dried beans. I have rice. I could, use silicone beads. Definitely. Options are out there. There are plenty of options. Wow, I like how they have the collab set up. That's very cool. I'll have to set that up. Hi. Hi, Abby. So I think I know where we're going to go off to after this Pokemon comes.
I've heard about a line of plus highs recently that are filled with something like that and are microwave proof. I love the idea of being able to microwave a plushie so it's nice and warm for snuggling.
Oh, definitely. You could do that with rice. You could do that with beans. Most definitely. Hi. I have, I made this like little round log-like thing. And I use that a lot.
Wild Houndoom appears. Catch it using poke catch winners revealed in 90s. Mimi Toad 93.
Abby.
As a kid we used to fill pillows with cherry pits for this.
Oh, cherry pits. That's cool.
Poke catch. Pokemon community.
See, I usually used
Mimi Toad 93. You don't own that ball. Check the extension to see your items.
Uh-oh. I usually use like bags of... Ouch.
Poke catch. Knitter girl. Hello, Miss Abby.
Yeah.
Toad 93. How do I buy balls?
She used nails.
Poke catch. Mimi Toad 93.
Mm-hmm. She used nails when she jumped up here. I will have to look for those little pinholes in my thigh.
Mirror stepper. Poke catch.
What kind of balls?
Mimi Toad 93. No kitty, bad nails will pull strings from the lovely knitted things.
Right. I think she missed the sweater, but she got on my thigh.
Mimi Toad 93.
There's holes in my dress now.
Poke balls, it appears I have none.
Oh, poke balls. I'm sorry.
Houndoom escaped, no one caught it.
Oh man, all that and then nobody caught it. That's wrong. Oh my gosh. Maybe we'll try a collab here
I
soon.
wanted it. I love Houndoom.
Very cool.
Knitter girl.
All right.
How rude, PCG.
Right? Okay, Abby, we need to move you over a little. I'm sorry, sweet. You can still lay on the hen. That's fine. Okay? Is that good? Mama needs room to do all the things here. Okay. We want to do a raid. Okay. And we're going to give Megan also a shout out because we're going to raid Megan of all trades.
So Megan of all trades.
There you go. Just in case you get left behind, that's where we're going to go.
Another awesome channel to hang out at https://www.twitch.
Yeah. We're going to turn Gary, the chat bot, off too. Copy the raid call. I also posted that. I'm copying the same. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out. All the good things happened today. Oh my gosh, you have to scroll down. Bluetooth Apsis first. Mirror Stepper claimed second. Fiber Mage claimed third. Congrats, you guys. Thank you so much. Mama Vader, resub. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Yarnia came in with a beautiful raid. Coma LaFleur. Also, nice, beautiful follow, as well as Pink Gamer Girl. Thank you all so much for the follows, for the raids, all the things today. Oh my gosh, it's been a fantastic Monday. Thank you so much for making my day. I hope to see y'all tomorrow, where we'll probably, there's no reason why we couldn't finish this up tomorrow. We're raiding over to Megan of All Trades. Don't forget to copy the raid call, and maybe we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good evening, night, day, time zone. Bye!